Good morning, everyone. I have to apologize that we are starting significantly earlier than otherwise we usually would. Baruch Hashem, with the family Simcha today. I have a new nephew, and with the bris this morning in a different shul, and therefore I am not going to be available at the usual time that we would start. So I hope you don't mind. We're doing this right now. Okay. So today's learning is dedicated in memory of Leah Bas Feivel, Binyamin Akiva ben Shlomo, Rabbi Yaakov Zubin, David Aryeh, Tzipora Feigel, Bas Reuven Baruch, Paul Casimir, Shalom ben Elili, Ben Bas Feivel, Trumash Shoshana Bas Yaakov, Shmuel Caleb, Bela Bas Henoch, Yirmiyahu Yechia ben Moshe Eliezer, Sarah Marco Bas Binyamin, Shlomo Yechia ben Yeshua Levi, Avram Mordechai ben Moshe Katna, and Aryeh ben Shimon, which their respective families, long life. So let's start straight away. Okay. So the Mishnah says we're in chapter 5. And we're going through lists of 10 things, 10 items, okay? So we spoke about the 10 utterances, the 10 statements at creation, okay? And then we spoke about the 10 generations, all the way through to Abraham, 10 tests that Abraham had to endure. And let's keep going. Next Mishnah. Says the Mishnah, there were 10 trials, 10 tests that God tested our forefathers in the desert. They tested me 10 times, and they did not listen to my voice. Okay? Sorry, let's just clarify that again. There were 10 tests that the Jewish people tested God with. Okay, in other words, like I could say to you, you're testing me, right? Stop what you're doing. Not you're irritating, but you're testing me. So that's what happened in the desert. We know that, the Jewish people, we are wont to complain, and that's precisely what they did. They complained about the food. They complained about, about the journey. It was a very, everything that they could complain about, they did complain about, and whatever God gave them, they were never happy. Okay. We like to complain. So that's point number one. Let's go on. Okay, I want to keep going. But let me just, before we do that, we've already had a few of these words, and I think it's important to point out the idea of a test. Okay. The previous Mishnah, I don't know if we did yesterday, but it said as follows. There were 10 tests that were, 10 miracles were performed for our ancestors when we were in Egypt. But 10 by the sea, 10 plagues were brought on the sea, and 10 on the sea. So I think we did that one. But the point is, what does the word nace come from? Okay, so we are using this word, which we often use in two different contexts. One is that it means or refers to a test, an ordeal, right? You're testing me, right? At school test, the whole idea is that by doing that test, hopefully you prove yourself, right? Your potential comes out. That's number one. The second thing is that we refer to the same word, which is nace, and that is a miracle, something out of the ordinary, something supernatural, something unexpected. Okay. And our rabbis tell us, the Maharal speaks about this at great length, is that whenever you have two words that have different meanings in different contexts, the etymology and the origins of that word really must be one and the same. In other words, if you have, let's say, this is a tree, okay, and you've got going out in different directions, the source must be the same. So even though the word in different contexts means different things, if the root letters are the same, then it is the same word. So the question is, what does nace actually mean? We speak about it in the Amida, don't we? Right? That we should blow at the time of redemption, right? A great blowing of the shofar, right? So that the Jewish people will go free. Sa nace, same word, and lift up a banner. Or is it miracle? Or is it test? Usually it's translated as a banner, right? The sun nace lekabetz guliosenu, and lift up a banner so that my so that the exiles, the scattered ones, right, will be able to come in. So the idea is, and Rabbi Tatz explains this if you want to have a look at his Living Inspired and many of his books, he describes quite beautifully. The idea of a test, an ordeal, is the idea that we are bringing out our latent potential, that what we actually have inside us becomes a reality, right? It becomes from something that's potential, that's latent, to something that's realized, okay? If you imagine that you have a fruit, right? What's in the fruit? Well, we don't know until we squeeze the fruit. That, in a way, is what happens when you have a test, an ordeal. The fruit is squeezed, and it's a bit of pressure, right? It's got a test, and what comes out is what's inside. So therefore, God, in his great infinite wisdom and his benevolence, his kindness, he puts us to the test. Not that we should fail. God doesn't set us up for failure, quite the opposite. He knows and wants us to succeed. God knows he doesn't put us in a test that we can't overcome, simply speaking. Okay? So therefore, the whole idea is that through going through this ordeal, this challenge, overcoming this hurdle, then we bring out our potential. Okay? And as a result of that, we lift up a banner. Okay? It's the same word, that we demonstrate who and what we truly are. Okay, so therefore, whenever we face ordeals, whenever we face challenges, right, we demonstrate who we are. In a similar way, nace, miracle, right? We know aspects of God that we've experienced personally or on a national level, but the more that God, as it were, shows us through miracles, the more we are able to grasp his greatness, right? So therefore it's the same idea. Okay, so it's a beautiful thought. There isn't much more time, to be honest. I'm going to stop there, okay, because I literally have to go. Okay, but let's just do a memorial prayer. I apologize, it is curtailed. Lea bas Adonai Lamim Zacha es Nishma es Lea bas Vaivo Benjamin Akiva ben Shlomo Rabbi Yaakov ben David Aryeh Zipporah Fegel bas Baruch Hu Kazmeh Shalom ben Eleli ben bas Vaivo from Mishashan bas Yaakov Shmuel Caleb ben bas Henry Yim Yochia ben Moshe Eliezer Sarah Marka bas Benjamin Shlomo Yechia ben Yeshua Levi Avram ben Moshe Katna Ari ben Shimon Shalchu Lilamam Began Aiden Temenu Chosam Lachim Al Rachamim Yesti Mrs. Kanabalim Mim V'Yesor Sachai Mishmasam Adonai Nachlasam V'Yanuch B'Shlomosh Kavam Venoma Amen. Lastly, Rufu Shlema, Mishbach of Saint Robin, Yaakov Moshe, and David Shlomo. Vivak Rabbi Sachalim, Babu Shanim Ispalim, Babu Rambis, Kazakar Baruch, Yimali Rachim Alechem, Rachim Alefosam, Vishlach Nemo Pashim Nishmaim, Lachol Mitzach Shachar Israel, Rufu Asa Nefesh Motakov, Hashabach Zman Karib, Venomar, Amen. Reminder that this afternoon, I think it's 5:05, I'm putting it up, we have the Kabbalat Shabbat of the United Synagogue on US TV, and that is being led by our very own David Berman that we recorded earlier in the week. So really, really good with a Pesach medley. So well worth watching out for that. That's 5:05 this afternoon on Facebook and the US TV live. Okay, all the best. Take care. Wishing each and every one of you and your families a kosher Pesach, a Shabbat Shalom, or Chag Sameach, a wonderful Yom Tov. Try to enjoy it. I know it's not the same as usual, but try to the best of our abilities to make this Yom Tov a happy, joyous Yom Tov in the best way that we can. And I'm thinking of each and every one of you. Gila and I send our love and best wishes and look forward to seeing you in person very soon. All the best. Take care.